This is Mike Matthews. I am the host of the longest running self-produced daily podcast on planet Earth by a guy named Mike in the land of Ameritopica. It's Mike's Daily Podcast, FFF episode 3360, 3360. And we are at Café Anyway, just about to walk in. Something I found very interesting lately from the fine folks at health.com is that older people still need 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night, similar to young adults. I've been hearing that for, well, I guess the past 20 years, that you need 8 hours of sleep. Even though, of course, when we were college students or in high school, we probably didn't get that. Experts said getting enough sleep is more important than when older adults wake up. If you often wake up earlier or later than you'd like, making certain changes can help. For many older adults, the teenage habit of staying up late, then sleeping the day away is a distant memory. Aging often makes us gravitate toward earlier sleep and wake up times, sometimes to an extreme degree. An assistant professor at the Yale School of Medicine, who specializes in geriatrics and sleep medicine, said nobody likes to wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning, but that's exactly when some older adults find their eyes opening. Are those ultra early wake ups a problem? And is there a better time for adults 60 and older to get up? They say if you're waking up earlier than you'd like, try to get plenty of light exposure in the evening. Doing so can delay your body's release of melatonin, which is a hormone that regulates circadian rhythms, so you can stay up a little bit later and subsequently sleep a little bit later. Taking a short daytime nap, no longer than half an hour, may also give you the energy to stay up later and sleep later. Stick to consistent sleep and rise times. Stay active. Yeah, that's the big thing. People that are inactive, they have a tough time sleeping because their body is like, I need more to do. I've got all this energy to burn off. Establish a relaxing pre-bed routine. Lately, my lovely lady friend and I have been watching this awful show on Amazon Prime called Ride or Die. And it started out good with Octavia Spencer, and it's just gone totally south. Bill Nye's in it. Nye, not the science guy, the British guy. It's not good at all. People get shot that are not supposed to, you shouldn't get rid of certain characters the way they do. I didn't like it. No. Anyway, avoid caffeine and alcohol at night. People assume they can do the same thing with alcohol and caffeine in their 80s that they did in their 40s, but that is not true. And given sleep's power to influence your overall health and well-being as you age, these shifts are worth making right away. To have a good pre-bed routine and make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet, and stay consistent with your sleep and rise times. I think we must rise to the occasion and go into Café Anyway, and I shall open the door for you now after you. This is the program. Wow.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I'm Mike Matthews. Welcome to Mike's Daily Podcast. We have programs where we talk to you. Mike's Daily Podcast. What is he saying? He's trying to get the beginning of the podcast going and have the little bit of lyrics here, and it should be flowing, but it's not. And it's Mike. We're broadcasting from Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica. What? All this mirth going on. It's FFF episode 3360. Mike's Daily Podcast. The last podcast was called Merchandise, which we have so much merchandise. Mike's no, we have nothing. Daily. Well, we got some snow globes podcast that Chely Shoehart sells. Yeah. We're not going to talk to her today, though. Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley will be stopping by. Hi there. The last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica. It is Mike's Daily Podcast. Well, I would like to throw some interesting threads at you, like back to school threads. Nearly 40%, almost half of American parents, I'm just rounding up, extreme, like nearly 40% of American parents expect to take on debt buying the trendiest clothes, tech, and supplies just so their kids fit in at school. This was going on when I was a kid. The clothes, everyone was into, well, okay, late 70s, all the parents were buying their kids the very trendy clothing brand called Ocean Pacific, or OP. Everybody was wearing OP shirts, except for Mike, because Mom was like looking at the prices and going, no way. You know what? I'm going to buy you OP. And by OP, she meant other people's, because she would go to the thrift store and buy me clothes there. So somehow, I just hope she washed it.
Here's today's podcast picture.
She washed that shirt before she gave it to me, but oh, how she loved thrift stores. And we took a Monday off in honor of the thrift store, National Thrift Store Day. But hey, people, you know, the Genzers, the Gen Alphas, the Gen I's, Generation A's, they are all getting into going to thrift stores. But there are parents spending, almost half of them spending big money going into debt on the trendiest clothes and tech and supplies. The late great Baz, little boxer. I took him to dog school. Yeah. When I first got him, I wanted to make sure that he knew commands, and I wanted to make sure how to give him commands. And I had never really been a full-fledged dog owner. So early 2010, I took a 6-week course with a bunch of other dog owners and their dogs. So you get to know all these other dogs and all these different types of dogs. And you go, hello to all these dogs. And it was very educational and helpful. And it was not too expensive. It was just down the street for me at what is called the Castro Valley Adult School. So very helpful in podCastro Valley. Some parents even expect to delay paying their rent or mortgage because of going into debt because of back to school.
There's no evidence of that. Well, I've not heard of it before, but...
I love that little quote from Mitch. So the solar eclipse that happened in Europe, it is a tourism magnet for the stars. Mainland Europe is having its first total solar eclipse since 1999. This happened recently.
Oh, how sweet.
So it's having. Followed by a meteor shower, the path of totality, where the moon blocks the sun entirely. That area creates astronomical tourism spikes. Tourism spikes in in what's it called? The path of totality. Thank you. Airlines had to add flights. Hotel prices were 140% higher.
Don't do that, Mr. President. It isn't cool.
Than a year ago. I don't think you can blame that on the president. Spain had 460,000 visitors from overseas, and they got an extra 395 million. Let's round that up to $400 million in spending from what they are called are...
That's enough. Put down the mic.
Eclipse chasers. That's what they're called. Eclipse chasers. I can't put down the mic for that. People that and that makes total sense, because remember that eclipse we had? What was that, 10 years ago? 5 years ago? I forget. But people were going up to Oregon and walking through people's fields and getting in traffic jams and scuffles and selling out hotels because of it. It's crazy.
It didn't go quite as planned. Watch here.
It went planned perfectly for those who were trying to cash in on all this, all the people in the path of totality. Fascinating. And this is why I like to bring up things like this about people flying places and getting on airlines.
Awesome.
It's awesome. Because airline perks are taking off, but they might cost you. Airlines are adding perks from free Wi-Fi to better seats to win your loyalty. Wi-Fi, or as the people in Europe say, Wi-Fi, once an expensive add-on is now increasingly free.
5.
Look who's stopping by Café Anyway right now in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Meritopia. This is exciting.
This is Winona Ryder, and you're listening to Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hi.
He's talking to you from Café Anyway in Podcaster Valley. I sure could use a cup of coffee.
I will get you
Mike,
one.
Can I get a cup of coffee?
You may have one now. Hopefully this doesn't get deleted, because last time we had her on and a little bit of Stranger Things played in the background, this show got taken down. I had to edit it really a whole bunch just to make sure that I could re-upload it again. But it caused me all kinds of strife. As we go outside Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Meritopia, where we are now. It is a wonderful place in the land of Meritopia. But maybe you want to fly out of the land of Meritopia. You often need to join the airline's loyalty program to...
He forgot his latte.
Yeah, well, they'll give you coffee if you don't have the airline's loyalty program. But to get the Wi-Fi, you need it. Now, my lovely lady friend recently took Southwest, and they gave her free Wi-Fi. She was able to text me from the plane. That was cool. I know for some of you, that is old hat. Old hat. Not new hat, but old hat. To me, I found that fascinating. Texting me, "Hi, my love. I'm flying high above you now." Wow. Loyalty programs. Sorry, and other romantic stuff. Loyalty programs generate more than $6 billion each for American Airlines and Delta Airlines. Also, more than $2 billion are raked in for United and Southwest, which is less than half of what American and Delta make. Sorry, guys. That's the sorry song for you. Credit cards are a huge part of the answer. Airlines sell frequent flyer miles to bank that issue their co-branded credit cards to these banks that issue their co-branded credit cards. I don't know if I bank at the nights that say bank, but that would be interesting. The banks give those miles to customers as rewards for spending. And then the airlines, they get paid up front. So they like this little deal they do with the banks, with the co-branded credit cards. Now airlines are taking perks to the next level. United Airlines plans to offer economy.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
For those of you who can't get up because you've fallen and no one else is around, that's so sad. Why do we have to play that from the 80s? It's so unnecessary. Maybe that was the 90s. United plans to offer economy rows with no middle seat, including couch-like seating in coach.
Alexa,
what?
Stop.
An economy? Amazing. Does it come with Alexa? I don't know. Emirates is adding headrests that fold out onto cushioned neck supports. Ooh. I could possibly fall asleep on that. I never fall asleep on planes. I'm one of those guys. I'm just too interested in what's happening outside. And then I do fall asleep, and next thing I know, I've been snoring, and I'm all dried out, and I'm like choking because I'm so dried out.
What in the world was that about?
Be complaining about flying. Better seats, refundable tickets, checked bags, and other conveniences all come with a higher fare or fee. According to Rob Black, I produce his podcast. He's heard on AM 1220 KDOW weekdays in the 5 p.m. hour and on Cron TV Monday through Thursday in the 9 a.m. hour. And if you want to watch what I'm doing here, if you want to see me talking, because some of you are just so excited about that because, you know, they talk about podcasts, but it's a video. Podcast should just be audio. But some people go, oh, it's a podcast, even though I filmed it on my camera. It's tacky. It's stupid. Because what you're doing with the video is making a TV show, not a podcast. But semantics. Anyway, Café Anyway, here I am. If you would like to see me at mikesdailypodcast.com, just click on see video of the show here. And it will be up for about a day. We were talking about school and parents going into debt for their kids because they're buying them new expensive clothes. But college costs. Ooh, this is...
And then all of a sudden the man behind me leans forward and says, hang on to your seat. And he ruined the whole thing for me.
He's going to tell you all about college costs. They're rising faster than inflation. The average family spent, let's see, they had to spend 10% more from a year ago with tuition and fees. Yes, for a public 4-year in-state college, it comes out to about $48,000 for 4 years. For a public 4-year out-of-state college, nothing to laugh about here. Multiply that by 3. It's like 3 times what I just told you. Maybe a little bit less, but yes, $120,000 for 4 years if you want to go out of state. And so many kids. I know, all right, I haven't had kids. I didn't do that in my life. Sorry to some of you, that's highly offensive. Some of you say you got to have kids as soon as you can, which is
What are you,
weird.
nuts?
Yeah. The thing is that I didn't. But here's the other thing is I have a lot of friends who have had kids, and they tell me, oh my gosh, the expenses involved with college. But a lot of them are telling me their kids are going to school out of state. Now, the nice thing is, for those of my friends that are Californians, California is a big state. So if your kids want to get away from you, there's a lot of places they can go, especially, you know, if you're on one end of the state, they can go up to the northern part, or if you're in the southern part, there's the northern part.
Now, of course, we only take Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency because we've all decided centralized banking is rigged, so we trust more in fly-by-night Ponzi schemes.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying is, and if you are a parent, I applaud you. It just wasn't in the cards for me, but I'm still a valuable contributor to society. I'm here to help because I've seen you parents that are so tired and so worn out. I'm here to help.
America elected Donald Trump. And yeah, the Russians helped.
I don't think the Russians helped the parents much in America, but Elizabeth Warren, I don't know how much she helped the parents of America. But my point is that some of you who are parents, you have kids that want to get away. I got a coworker who he had twin daughters, and they just graduated high school. One is going to Southern California. He lives in the Bay Area. One's going to Southern California, and the other kid is going to stick around locally in the Bay Area. So it just depends, I guess.
Poppy needs that sticky icky for his glaucoma.
And that's what that Poppy said, that father. But you know that is going to be $120,000 if they want to go out of state. If you want to go to a private nonprofit 4-year, it's even more. For a private school for 4 years, it's $180,000 for 4 years. So add another 40 to the out-of-state one, another 40,000. So
you are fake news.
It's
fake
true. No, I see it right here. So about 6 times what you'd be paying in an in-state public school. 15 colleges charge more than $100,000, and more than 70%. Way over half said they felt the student's education was appropriately priced or even a bargain.
I can't hear you. Press the button, you donut.
Even a bargain. Can you hear me now? Outstanding federal student debt, though, that tells the real tale. It is more. It is actually closer to $2 trillion. Outstanding federal student debt. So for some of you who might be angry, here's Rob Morrow, who has to say this about the anger.
I want to put a disclaimer for a blanket apology for any yelling I might have done. I had some issues to work out.
These prices would make me want to yell. Thank you, Rob Morrow. The average balance of outstanding loans rose for people with outstanding balances. $45,100. What's this guy saying?
Motivational speeches on Facebook and Instagram. These things are so annoying. Hey guys, I just want to talk about goal planning today. I write down my goals every day.
That's right. I guess that there would be some people that get upset when they hear motivational speeches. I have another coworker whose son is in his 20s. And he likes to Instagram a lot. And he goes on hikes and he'll point the camera at himself as he's hiking and do these motivational speeches as he's walking. You know, so you hear the step as he's walking along and he's looking at the camera. He goes, you know, getting up early in the morning really helps you start the day. Huh? What? I don't know. Is that a great quote? What do you think? You can give me a call. I always answer my phone.
You bum, you louse, you good for nothing. Answer the phone. What do you do all day?
He disagrees, but I'll give that phone number in just a moment. But yes, one good thing, one piece of good news that some of you maybe been waiting. You've been waiting for the good news. You've been waiting for some good news. And you like the way I sing?
All right, Mike, take care. Thank you. Good to see you again.
Oh, maybe not so much. There she goes. All right. More than 24,000 cyclosporiasis infections, cyclosporia, have been reported across the United States, with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention saying that the rate of new cases appears to be slowing. The outbreak, which has now spread to at least 15 states, is linked to shredded iceberg lettuce sourced from central Mexico and distributed by the infamous Taylor Farms. I sure hope my financial advisor did not buy. That's the sound effect for the financial advisor, because sometimes he makes magic happen. Did not buy any Taylor Farms stock. At least 13,895 cases, so just shy of 14,000 cases, have been laboratory confirmed, and there have been 740 hospitalizations.
Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
It's a bit of a dilly-dilly. An additional 10,455 cases were suspected but not confirmed by lab tests. You know, there was probably a lot of people that got caught up in the hysteria. You can say, a lot of people do, that happened with COVID, because there was total hysteria happening for a while. I know I had a coworker, back to coworkers again, who just went nuts about it. Told me, don't even go on BART, don't even go outside, stay home. The CDC reported, the Centers for Disease Control, reported about 2,000 new cases recently and a significant decrease with people getting, it wasn't broccoli that caused it, it was lettuce apparently, compared to the more than 10,000 case surge that happened just the week before. Now, there is a known 6-week lag between when people get sick and when their cases are reported. So the final numbers may continue to grow in coming weeks. According to the CDC, those affected range in age from 1 to 98 years old, according to the Centers for Disease Control. It's centers, by the way. It's not just one center. And that all from iHeart.com. The outbreak was initially traced to shredded lettuce served at Taco Bell locations, Yo Quiero, a bathroom, in 9 states, but subsequent investigations found.
They're nuts! They know nothing!
They knew that they found the contaminated lettuce was also distributed to other food services, retail stores, and restaurants. The Food and Drug Administration has stated that the true number of sick people in this multi-state outbreak is likely higher than the number reported, and the outbreak may not be limited to the states with known illnesses. Recently, Arkansas, Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska, New Hampshire, and North Carolina joined the list of affected states. So just enjoy this little sermon that a famous pastor, well, he's not that famous, but it was a very interesting sermon that he gave.
In the very simplest way, the simplest definition of the word fellowship is two fellows in a ship.
Aww.
Y'all will get that. I was slow like that too.
That was fantastic. Okay, you know what it is time now for? It is time for...
Mike's Cassette Copy Hole.
What is that exactly? Well, if you go to mikesdailypodcast.com and you click where it says home, there'll be this drop down that says there's a cubby hole there. And you can hear stuff that interviews that I had saved on cassette. Because I come from a background in radio, 40 years in radio. And at one point, when you did an interview with someone that was going out live on the air, as it happened, you would throw a cassette in the air check machine that we called it that. And you'd be recording. You'd be recording while you're talking so you can play it and have it for all posterity. And for some reason, cassettes still work. It's crazy. And you can still find cassette players. And there are still other pastors that want to say important things on my podcast. So here's some amazing guy, the late, great Paul Shepard, who had something very interesting to say.
See, because the people who are loud and confrontational and all, they don't have any problem speaking their mind. That's what they do. They speak their mind whether you want to hear it or not. But it's the other people who need a voice, and they need an advocate. And if we love one another, we can learn to advocate for one another. And so, I'm always expressing what I think, but I haven't heard from you on this. Well, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Meetings would go better if somebody stopped and asked the folk who are sitting around the table quiet, what do you think about this? You haven't said much. Let's hear what you're thinking.
Yeah, what do you think?
Sometimes the best wisdom comes from the person who's reluctant to speak. Sometimes those still waters run deep. It's the folk making all the noise that, okay, we've heard from you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. But now let's hear from somebody else.
Like this person right here.
Hello, Michael Masters, Madame Rootabega. Yes, I like it when people let me talk and don't interrupt me. Ooh.
So you like it when people don't interrupt you?
Yes.
You like it when you are able to finish your thought and not get interrupted?
Yes.
You like it when people let you say what you want to say and not say no? No. Oh, she walked away. All right, that was a fantastic conversation. Look who else is here.
Hello, Dave Mike. This is Valentino.
Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we would like to tell you that we enjoy hearing all these interesting facts and things that you say on your podcast, Dave.
Yeah, podcast. Do you know that? Mm-hmm. It's great that you guys stop by. And usually I jump to some other interesting topic, but I'm out of stuff. I have to tell you, and I am trying to get something off the microphone. That's why this weird noise. That's really weird. It's stuck in there, whatever that is. Huh. All right. That would be a great podcast. Someone just is digging into his microphone for a whole podcast. But hey, people listen to stuff. There are things that get views and listens and clicks and downloads that boggle the mind. You're thinking, why did anyone? What do you think is the reason behind it? Let me know. Here's the number to call.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
And with all things having to do with Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the mainframe and hear from A-Frame. Thank you for listening.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.